Hey there, guys, and welcome back to the Two Players Podcast, episode 51. We're going to briefly touch up on the news, and then we're going to get into games/things we've been watching if you want to talk about that. So, yeah, let's get into the first news topic.
All right, so apparently now Hollywood thinks it's a good idea to cash in on Slender Man, even though he hasn't really been relevant since 2013. But they're making a movie off of him. I think it looks bad, but I don't know. What do you think about it? Because
I don't know.
I don't think Slender Man himself really isn't that scary because he's just a dude with a suit on.
Yeah.
I feel like they're taking a lot of liberties here. But I don't know. We gotta wait and see. I think it's gonna be awful.
Yeah,
but,
it probably will be really bad. But yeah, like you said, they're years late. I don't think anyone really wants a Slender Man movie. I was wondering on what they would do for this movie. This one, it's based off of the actual creepypasta or whatever. I thought that they were gonna do the actual story of with the girls or whatever.
Oh, I actually saw the documentary a few days ago because this announcement. I'm like, oh yeah, I should probably watch that documentary. No, that's a whole different thing where
okay.
The two girls they didn't murder her, but they stabbed her because Slender Man told her to do stuff. It was pretty interesting, but no, this is not based off that.
Yeah. Okay. But
so yeah, it's just
yeah, no one really wanted this, and now they're making a movie about it. It's just a matter of, will it surprise us or will it meet our expectations of being really bad, right? So
yeah, it's probably gonna be awful.
Next piece of news is that the Halo TV show is still happening. The Showtime, I believe, president insists that it's still happening. This was announced years ago, where it's
when
Steven,
Halo 4,
Steven Spielberg's doing this and all this other stuff, but it's still happening supposedly. That is just very interesting. It probably isn't happening, to be honest.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, Halo hasn't been too relevant. When Halo 4 came out, it was pretty big. But when Halo 5 came out, first, the game wasn't even really that good. And I think people just don't really care about Halo anymore. Even though I still like Halo, I prefer Halo over Call of Duty any day. But I think the general public just doesn't really care about it anymore. So they might just cut their losses and not make it. Same thing with the when the Ratchet and Clank movie failed, the Sly Cooper movie and stuff like that. Just maybe we should just make a Netflix series or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Not overcommit. So
yeah. Halo at this point I feel is a retro game,
Yeah,
at this point, some regards. So them still saying that we're gonna make a TV show. I wonder exactly how this is gonna work. How well will it do? It probably won't do all that well if it does come out. Maybe if word of mouth gets out that it's actually really good. But TV shows nowadays, a lot of them are not exactly meeting the numbers that they used to anymore, because now media, the way it is now, there's so many different forms of media that TV's sort of becoming obsolete in some regards.
Yes, I mean, I barely watch TV anymore. I think you agree too. You don't really watch much TV, right?
Yeah. It's only on a couple shows, but I don't actually sit down and watch TV and go through channels anymore.
Yeah, so I think they know that, and I don't know. I mean, if anything, it might just be a Netflix thing. I don't know. Everything's a Netflix thing now.
Yeah.
It could work out.
I think the Netflix model of just releasing a whole season and then seeing what happens, I think is a really good idea. Because people nowadays are not exactly, all that patient enough. People got things to do in their lives. Sometimes they forget that a new episode's coming on and all this stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer the Netflix style of things as well. So,
yeah.
All right, so we also got a Nintendo Direct Mini, which came out of nowhere, actually yesterday from recording this.
Yeah.
Which will be 2 days from now when you upload it. But I actually kind of liked this Direct. There was a lot of things that I kind of liked about it. I'm gonna go through the list here, but what was your general thoughts about this Direct anyway?
Before I get into the actual stuff, I kind of just want to talk about this mini direct sort of idea. I like this, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
because they don't have to do it live. They just put it up, and people who want to watch the video can watch the video, and then they could go on their official website with the post, and it's nicely organized with everything that you may be interested in. I'm not interested in Yeast XII whatever that is
8.
Yeah. So, and then other things, and then obviously I think there's two big announcements. It was in the beginning with The World Ends With You remixed and the Dark Souls remastered. So But like overall content wise, I think that this direct, as a mini direct as it is advertised, it was definitely a mini direct. You know, they just made a couple quick announcements about certain things, certain updates to games like Mario and Rabbids and Mario Odyssey and stuff like that. So
yeah, I mean, I liked it. I like a lot of the stuff they actually put out in this direct. Like the World Ends With You remake. I mean, I wanted to play that game forever. I just like never found a copy for the DS, and I just kept forgetting about it. So I'm glad that they're actually remaking it on the Switch. I would gladly play that.
Yeah, but right now it's advertised as $60.
Yeah, that's a little much.
That's a little steep, you know. But I feel like remakes and remasters should never be $60 unless you're adding stuff on top of it. But
mostly if it's like a DS game, you know.
Yeah, like a DS game as well, like how old the game is as well, and stuff like that. So like, hopefully that price isn't, you know, actually 60, because I think that's a little steep. Maybe like 50, 40 would be like the ideal.
40 would be the good price that should be, but
yeah. And then next thing we got was some Pokken tournament DLC.
Yeah, I got some EG Slash and Blastoise if you care. I mean, I think it's kind of cool because I actually wanted more DLC for that game on the Wii U, so I'm glad they're actually supporting it on the Switch since it's not like a dying system.
Yeah,
so, that's cool. But again, I'm not buying the game again because I don't think there's enough content for me to like justify myself buying it again. Of all the ports they've been releasing right now, I think Pokken's like the only one I wouldn't really get. So, but it's still cool that it's supporting it.
I think the most exciting thing that came out of this, for me anyways, was the Kirby Star Ally stuff.
Yeah, it's getting March 16th. It's coming out.
Yep, March 16th, and all of the new copy abilities look great. I love the spider ability. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that looks really cool. I like the painter one too.
Yeah. That one's also pretty dope. And then like there's actual like 4-player co-op and stuff like that, so that is very, very nice. And overall, the game just looks like another really good Kirby game, and it's coming out very soon, so cannot wait for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. The big thing or another port coming out is Hyrule Warriors. I kind of expected this to be coming to Switch, and I'm probably gonna buy it again since I really like Warrior games anyway. And it's going to come with all the DLC in it, plus the improvements that the 3DS game made. Yep. So, like, you can now switch between characters, like in Fire Emblem Warriors, and that feature was first introduced in the 3DS version of this game. So that's great. Like, I'm really glad that they're putting the improvements of the 3DS game to this new Switch version, and it's just going to have all the DLC already, which is nice, because I really didn't get to play any of the DLC characters, because I beat the story, I'm like, I'm good. But for some reason, I got really addicted to Fire Emblem Warriors, so I'm pretty... Maybe I missed something. Like, I'm gonna go back to Hyrule Warriors and just play it again.
It's also cool that they're adding the Breath of the Wild, Link, and Zelda in as well. So I might pick this version up. I'm not exactly sure. I didn't play much of the Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U, but maybe this one might entice me to pick it up again just because it has everything from the Wii U and the 3DS version. So that's pretty nice. Mario Tennis Aces has been announced. It is a spring title, I believe, or something like that. And it's actually going to have a story mode. And it looks pretty cool. I'm not going to lie.
I think it looks pretty cool. The things I miss about like the Mario like sports games and stuff like that was when they had like a story mode. Like Mario Kart DS had like a story mode and stuff with bosses and stuff. Mario Hoops 2 and 3 had some stuff like that. So I'm glad that they're going back to like giving us like a story mode with like other stuff to do besides just, you know, do tennis and stuff. So this looks really good. Like I'm actually pretty excited for it.
I just want to see more, obviously, because, you know, right now that was just the first initial trailer. So
yeah. All right, so Ys 8. I know you probably don't care, but I actually think this game looks kind of cool, and I'll probably play it. It's like I've heard about this franchise like a few times. It's a pretty small JRPG franchise, but I heard this game was really good. It came out on PS4 I think last year, and I was seeing some reviews of it like from like Easy Allies and like some other people, and they said it was really good. It's basically like a survival like JRPG. The combat looks really cool too. It's like a lot more action based than like slower paced like most JRPGs are. So yeah, it actually looks pretty cool. It's coming out in like summer 2018. So it's pretty good.
They actually updated Mario Odyssey by adding this like balloon sort of challenges with Luigi as like the guy who will do these balloon challenges.
He's just the NPC.
Yeah.
Can't
And
play as him.
they also added more costumes, a Sunshine and Shades outfit, a musician hat, and then one in knight armor, which people have made memes already with Dark Souls.
Dark Souls, yeah.
So,
I mean, I think the mode is fine. Like, I don't think it doesn't really add too much. Like, I'm just like, it's a nice freeload update, but it's like it doesn't really, like, I don't really care.
It's just
that
for
much.
those people who are still playing the game and want, just a little bit more, I guess.
Yeah. All right, so now we got SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy. This is one of the games. This and Payday 2 I couldn't care less about in this direct, but this one's just like waifu fighting game with SNK characters. I guess
that's what it looks like to me too. So
yeah, I don't have much to say except like there's a lot of waifus in it.
But Mario and Rabbids got an update. They are adding Donkey Kong, and Donkey Kong looks pretty weird because he looks like really skinny to me.
Yeah, he does look really skinny. Yeah.
So
I think they're adding a new world too with it, like maybe some jungle theme world, I guess, with DK. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I do have the game. I need to play it after I'm done, like with like everything else I have for 2017 still. But yeah, that's pretty cool that they added a whole new character and world. I like that.
We could skip Payday 2. I'm not really all that interested in it either. Feel the Song and Fee and Climb Mountains and Celeste.
Yeah, so a Fee I think was a game. Is made the EA like original things, that's the thing. Yeah, that's when EA published like some indie games like what was that one called with Yarny? What was that game called? Unraveled.
Unraveled, yes.
Yeah, so they started doing the same thing with this game. It looks really nice. I do like the graphics, like the art style and stuff they have going on. I don't know how the game's gonna play at all, but it does look pretty interesting, and I'll keep my eye out on it. And Celeste is made by the same people who made Towerfall. So
yeah, it definitely looks like it.
Yeah, so you can tell with the art style and stuff like that. It's like a Meat Boy basically. So it looks pretty good too. Yeah.
One port that I did not expect coming to the Switch. It looks like Nintendo's literally just getting everything from the Wii U and just putting it on the Switch. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. This was a really, really good game when I played it on the Wii U. I'm not exactly sure if I'll play it on the Switch. I know they added Funky Kong, which is a interesting mix-up. Mode. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah. So.
See, I'm gonna be buying this because I never got Tropical Freeze because I never got Tropical Freeze or like Woolly World. I think those are the two games I skipped on the Wii U. Oh, and Mario Maker. There was a few I skipped, so I'll be gladly picking this up because I heard it was really good. I just never got a chance to play it. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about that.
And then the final news, which surprised everyone before the Direct even came out, because there were like news outlets being like Dark Souls Remastered is coming out this year. So. But now it is officially announced for the Switch. I wonder how long it'll be before people start taking screenshots of their destroyed Switches. Yeah,
people are gonna like snap their Switches in half. But yeah, I think this game needed a remaster. I mean, it was pretty old already. Like, I hope they just if they had to make it run at 60 frames, because I don't see what's the point in making one. I don't know if it's gonna run at 60 on the Switch, but for everything else, it should.
There's a lot of factors when games get ported on the Switch because, games like Dark Souls and Doom, I think, really benefit from 60 FPS. But when Doom came out on the Switch, I believe it runs at 30.
Yes, it runs at 30 and has like a 720p resolution, I think. So
yeah, I mean, resolution doesn't really matter to me. It's just about, the frame rate, especially with FPS.
For me, I notice it way too much now. Like 1080p, just like it's just so nice. Everything looks so blurry now. But I don't know. The Switch shouldn't have too much of a problem running Dark Souls because of, it's a really old game. Like, it was like, early 360 days and PS4 with PS3 days. So I think it could run it pretty fine.
Yeah, so hopefully.
Yeah, I know that the game has some performance issues in certain places, and it still runs at 30 FPS and stuff like that. So I think this remaster could be nice to clean up some stuff in this game. Right. So yeah, it's pretty good for people that want it on the go. I might get it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'll get it. Maybe I'll get it on like the PS4 or something, but not on the Switch. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought that the Direct Mini was pretty good, especially with this kind of a format where they don't do like a live stream. They just sort of just like nail everything on top of you, and they just let you go through what you want to go through, basically. So
again, there was only two things I really didn't care about, and that was the SNK thing and the Payday 2. Like, besides that, I was pretty excited for everything else. Mostly the World Ends With You I'm pretty excited for. So
Okay, so moving on from there, Deadpool 2 gets pushed up in release date 2 weeks earlier than the initial release date, and then several other Fox movies get delayed. So the New Mutants, it was supposed to come out this year, April 13th, but now it's delayed significantly to February 22nd of next year. So,
jeez, wait, I saw a trailer for that. What? Because I saw it was made by Marvel, but it's like a horror movie. Like, what's going on? Like, that's...
It's not part of the MCU, obviously. This is like something that I believe 20th Century Fox did or something like that. So yeah, it's like a horror sort of mutants movie. So
because I saw Marvel, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then the Gambit movie is going to be pushed back a couple months from February 14, 2019 to June 7th. So I think the big news here is that Deadpool is coming out 2 weeks earlier. So that's really nice.
That is nice. I am happy to. I hope that movie is good. You know, I want them to continue this train they got going on with Deadpool.
Yeah, especially since they like changed directors and everything like that. I wonder how this Deadpool movie is going to shape up against the first one, especially since the first one was so goddamn good. So
yeah, I think it could be better because, you know, they don't have to deal with any of the origin stuff. They could just focus all on the jokes and stuff. So I'm hoping, you know, it's better than the first one, even though I thought the first one was amazing. So I don't know. We gotta wait and see.
Yep.
All right, so Detective Pikachu is coming out on March 23rd, finally. This thing's been on Japan for like 2 years or something, right? Or it came out 2016 it came out? 2017 in Japan?
Did it even come out, period?
I think it did. I don't know. This game kept floating around forever. Like, I don't know.
Let me look it up. Oh, God. I don't think this game has even come out, period, anywhere.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Just let me double check Google. God damn it. Game, not the movie.
Because this thing has been like, we kept seeing things for this game forever. Like, it's like annoying. I'm like, is this thing out yet?
Detective Pikachu. Oh yeah, it did come out last year. You were right.
Okay.
So
yeah, I kind of like don't care about it, but I'm glad. Like, I'm not a big fan of these games, like, you know, Phoenix Wright or Professor Layton and stuff like that. I'm just not really into that.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I'm glad it's finally coming out because this thing has been like in my inbox every time some news comes out about it. Every time, like, I don't really care. So I'm glad it's coming out already.
Yeah, it's coming out 2 years after the Japan release.
Yeah,
that's
see,
so
like,
long.
It's like, all right. I mean, what do you think about it? Do you care? Or
it was just really strange because like I feel like that this game didn't come out, but it actually did come out in Japan, and like now that it's coming out here, it's sort of like weird that's coming out so soon as well, March 23rd, a week after Kirby. So
yeah,
yeah, I have no idea exactly on how well this game is going to do. There's also like a amiibo that goes along with the game. It's like a super-sized amiibo. It's like bigger than the normal amiibos or whatever. So
what? Is this a big Pikachu or something?
Yeah. That's pretty much what it is. I'll link it in the Discord. Hopefully this goes through. Oh God. But yeah, it's just strange that this game's finally coming out after so long, you know. So
yeah, no, it's like I thought people would just lose interest. Like, I didn't even know if it was gonna come over here because like I keep hearing that, you know, it came out in Japan, but like no word about it coming over here. So I mean, I guess I'm glad it's finally coming out, but I don't know if people are really that excited for it.
Yeah.
Especially since it's like on 3DS. Like, a lot of people don't even care about the 3DS anymore. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the final piece of news we got here is that Hori is creating a PlayStation 4 controller, but it's in like the shape of the Xbox One controller. It's very interesting and it looks pretty good, honestly.
Yeah. I'm actually a fan of, because the thing, since I grew up with PlayStation controllers, but ever since like I moved to PC, I use the Xbox controller as my like controller of choice.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm so used to having the analog stick, you know, like up and then the other one down. I'm not used to having with the DualShock anymore, having them both on the same like level. You know what I'm talking about? The joysticks. Yeah. So I do prefer the Xbox style of controller now, because when I go back to play PS4 games, I'm just like, oh, this feels a little weird. So I don't know. This actually looks pretty interesting, and I'll buy one if if it's not too much.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a pretty good like controller when you're like comparing it to the original Xbox One controller or whatever. So
yeah,
this is for a very niche audience, obviously, to those that want to play PlayStation 4 games or just just want to play with it on PC as well. You could just use this controller as well. So I'm not sure if I'll pick one up. Probably not, because I'm fine with the DualShock 4 as is, but it is definitely a very interesting piece of hardware that's coming out. So
yeah, it actually looks pretty cool. I'll save that for later.
All right, so now let's get into games and things that we have been watching or whatever. So I have a big ass list because I've been watching a lot of movies, but I'll let you go first.
Yeah, I only got one thing. It's Xenoblade, since I'm literally at the last chapter. Like I'm probably gonna finish it right after this podcast. But I could probably just give my full thoughts on the game now, since I could pretty much see where the game's gonna be going. So I think Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is a very good game, but is very flawed in a lot of ways that could hamper a lot of things, like the voice acting not being the greatest. The story, while the story is okay, like I don't think it's as epic or good as the original. In some ways, it's kind of just a rehash of Xenoblade Chronicles 1 story, just like done worse. I think the story's still good, but like, and I love the world and like all the different like blades and drivers and all that stuff. That stuff is really cool. But just the overall story is like, it's very like rehashed from Xenoblade Chronicles 1 even up to the end where I am right now. It's like doing the same twist. I'm like, I already know, like I've already seen this, but yeah, that's kind of disappointing. But besides that, I think everything else is improved from Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and from Xenoblade Chronicles X. Like the side quests are actually like really fun to do. Like they actually like give you like more story and stuff, and it's not like MMO quests where it's like, oh, kill 10 of these things, all right, thanks, and then you leave. Like, you know, actually has a lot more going for it, which is really nice. Even having some side quests for like voice acting and stuff, which is really nice. I think the combat's way better too, because last time in Xenoblade Chronicles, all you really did was like use your arts, auto attack, and that's about it, and chain attack. In this game, they added a lot of new systems that just makes the combat a lot more fun and less boring. Because I feel like that was the problem a lot of people have with the original Xenoblade Chronicles, was that the combat really wasn't that special. Like it was a single player MMO basically, where you had a tank healer, and you didn't even need a healer, but you know, it was just 3 party members and kind of just like whack things and use your skills. Like it wasn't that like that fun to play through. But I think this game does a better job with all the combos and stuff you could do. It just makes the game flow better, and you have like a clear thing to do in every fight, which is like get your specials off and then use a chain attack and like do a bunch of damage. Like it just feels better. I do think the graphics are good. Like the art style is fine. It's just the way how some of the characters are designed that is a little like annoying, since everything is like a waifu and it could get really obnoxious sometimes. I don't have a problem with it, but like when it's in your face all the time, it's like, all right, I get it. Like not like everything is a waifu. Like I understand, but
I get what's going on here, but please stop.
Yeah, basically, like it turns a lot of people off, you know, like mostly Pyra, like the way like her chest is huge, like I mean, like it's fine, but like, you know, she's in your face all the time. Yeah. So besides being the story being like, it's good. Again, the story isn't bad, but I do think it's rehashed a lot from the first game and done a little worse. And the voice acting problems mostly comes from Rex, and that's it. Because he can't scream at all. Like, he can't give any emotion. Every time there's some emotional scene, it just sounds so bad. Like, why? But all the other party members are really fine. Like, they're good. Like, I really like their voice acting. Pyra too. Even though she could be a little flat too. But all the other party members are great. The music is great. Like, that's still the best thing about the game is the music. Same thing like with the first game. The music is just great. And again, I can't say it's like better. Like I still stand by it being my second game of the year, besides like Persona 5, since Persona 5 was just so polished. Like, in this game isn't. Like, you could tell it's rushed with all the technical issues as well. So but again, that doesn't like it's still not a bad game. Like if none of that stuff turns you off, like having the story, like it's still good if you never played the original one. Like the story is still gonna be good if you don't know, if you never played the original Xenoblade. But I just think it does have a lot of problems, though. It doesn't mean it's not fun, because I have like 100 hours in it, so, you know, that really didn't deter me too much. But I could acknowledge the flaws it has, and it's kind of sad seeing a lot of the fans for this game blindly defend it, saying like, oh, it has no flaws, when it's very clearly it does. But I still think it's great. Like, I still think it's a fantastic game. It'd still be like a 9 out of 10 for me. But you know, those flaws are something I wish they would fix in the next Xenoblade if they ever make one. I know they're gonna be taking a break from the series and gonna do something else for the next game, which is good because I feel like they kind of need a break after making X and this game. So hopefully the next game after that new game they're making would be like the perfect Xenoblade. Like if you take the gameplay from this and the story from Xenoblade Chronicles and like the exploration from X, it would be like the best game. But yeah, I mean I still love the game and I like it's not like I think it's bad at all. But I think Xenoblade Chronicles was just better. But in terms of story and stuff. But in terms of gameplay, this game is. So I don't know, it's hard to say. But if you're a fan of JRPGs, you'll probably like it anyway.
All right. Well,
it's confusing to say that I still love it. But
yeah. That was like one thing that I was gonna question you on it of like whether or not it was still like your number 2 favorite game of last year.
It still is my number 2 game of last year. I just could acknowledge the flaws it has.
Yeah,
that's why Persona 5 is up there because like I can't see any flaws with that game. It's just like really perfected really well. While this game's like the total opposite. It's raw fun, but you could totally tell it needed to come out 2018. Like it should have not been released in 2017. It should have been released in 2018, but
they stuck with that release date, and I give them props for that. So
yeah, but I still love it. Like I think it's still an amazing game. Like I love it. Like don't get me wrong, but you know, if you just compare it to Xenoblade Chronicles, you can see like I know the dude wants to make a lighthearted story, but I think it kind of bit him in the butt. But whatever. It should have went a little darker, but you know, that's just me.
Okay, well, I got a big list of movies that I watched, but first let me get into the 3 games I played. I played League of Legends, obviously. They just released the first patch of Season 8. I haven't played much on it, but that's pretty much what LCS is going to be played on and what the new season is going to start on, etc., etc. So, but the balance changes that they made on that patch were definitely very interesting because there's no like nerfs to Zoe or anything like that, which is like everyone can agree that champion is just busted and they did nothing to her, and they nerfed Heimerdinger and no one's playing Heimerdinger. I don't know, dude. The balance team for League's definitely very weird at times. So
yeah, because I don't even play League anymore, but I saw Zoe and like that doesn't look fair.
Yeah, it's not fun to play against, but it's fun when it's on your team and the person knows what they're doing. So but other than that, played a little bit of Duck Game. That game is still really, really fun. Even like 1v1 matches, which I've never done before until more recently, and that was just stupidly ridiculous because, you know, you get like the trades or whatever. So then lastly, played more Fortnite because that game is really fun and really addicting because if you just drop into a heavy populated area and you die, you just jump back into another game. But if not, and you live and you kill everyone, you just keep playing, and it's really, really fun, especially with friends. So now I'm going to talk about movies. I'm going to try my best to not talk about each movie for too long. So I'm going to go with the first movie that I watched from like oldest to like more recent. So The Wolf of Wall Street, I bought this at Best Buy because it was like $10 and like I never watched it, and you know, it's a pretty good movie. It's like 3 hours though, so if you're willing to get through those 3 hours and you're entertained throughout, you know, it's a really, really good movie because it tells of a true story about, you know, a person on Wall Street or whatever. So don't want to give too much away to those who don't know whatever the premise is, even though the movie's like hella old. So Moneyball, that was another movie that my brother rented out, and that was really good. Surprised by how good it was because it's about like a baseball team and they have to like build a team with like the money that they have, and it's not a lot.
Yeah, I know this.
Okay. So it was done pretty well. Brad Pitt's in it. So to those wondering, next movie was This Is the End. Is like a comedy movie with James Franco. Seth Rogen, and it's pretty much of like what would happen if the world ended with these celebrities, pretty much, and it's, you know, pretty fun and entertaining. So I've been on a Harry Potter rampage as of late. I watched the first 5, so I watched from The Sorcerer of Stone to the Order of the Phoenix, and now I need to get to Half-Blood Prince, I believe, and then the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2, so I'm almost done with all 8 of those movies. But so far, they're all like pretty good. Some are better than others, obviously. My favorite is The Prisoner of Azkaban, which is the 3rd movie. I think that movie was done really well, especially with the final part of the movie. It's like really interesting on like what they did with that, and overall, I think that the casting especially was done really, really well. Daniel Ranhart, I believe is his name. The guy who plays Harry, like wherever he goes, he's gonna be seen as Harry Potter. Like no matter what movie he does. It's sort of like with all of like the people who do Marvel movies and stuff like that. So
right.
But yeah, I like all of the Harry Potter movies so far. I think my least favorite is the second one. So
which one's the second one?
It's the one with the snake.
You don't like the snake?
Yo, bro.
How do you not like this? I can't remember.
When you compare it to the other ones, I'm just saying. So, and then I rewatched Logan and Your Name because my brother wanted to watch those.
Your Name is so good, and Logan's also really good.
Your Name was definitely, since I knew what was going to happen, but like to those who never watch Your Name, you need to watch Your Name. Even if you don't like anime, you could definitely appreciate this movie because there's not a lot of like weeb moments, I would say.
It's only like the first 30 minutes. It's like little weeby, but besides that, it's like good. It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid movie. And then Logan, it's definitely one of the better movies of last year.
Yeah.
And then I watched The Big Sick. It's a free movie to those who have Amazon Prime. You could go to Amazon Prime Video and you could just watch it for free. It's a really good movie. I did not know exactly what the movie was about going in, so I'm not going to say anything about it. So yeah. And then I got Movie Pass recently, so I've been going to the movies to watch the current movies that are out right now that are still in theaters. So I watched Lady Bird. That movie is another coming of age story with a female character, but it's done differently, like kind of differently. So like the only thing I'll say here is that she's going to a Catholic school, which is pretty different from like other coming of age stories where it's like they normally go to like public school or whatever. So yeah, this one's very different and it's done really well, and I really did like it in terms of like where the story went and all that stuff. And then I watched The Greatest Showman because of Hugh Jackman was in it, and I thought I thought the movie was good, but it's not like amazing or fantastic. But a movie that was amazing and fantastic is Coco. Coco is so good. By the way, the Olaf short was not there when I saw it.
I didn't take it out. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Coco was so goddamn good. There were a lot of plot twists, which I love plot twists if you know me, and they were done really well, and I really did like what the movie was trying to tell, because all Pixar movies nowadays have to go and have like a message behind them. So I really did like Coco. And then the last movie I saw was It, the 2017 movie that came out last year. My brother bought it on Blu-ray, so we watched it. It's not really a horror movie, I would say. Like, there were a couple of moments that were really creepy, but there weren't moments that really like scared me or had me like really frightened. There were a lot of jump scares and stuff like that, but overall I thought it was pretty good. It's a very polarizing movie. The more I looked into it after I watched it, a lot of people were like, this movie sucks, or people were like, I thought it was pretty good. So
well, the 2017 right?
yeah so like
I kind of want to watch it because it's like Goonies style thing, and that actually that interests me more than the horror movies. So I don't know, I was thinking about watching it too.
Yeah, I could definitely bring it over whenever. So, but yeah,
okay.
That movie is pretty good. In my opinion, anyways. Some may disagree or whatever. But, that's what a opinion is. So that's all I have to say on those movies and games I've been playing. So, is there anything else you would like to add, Damian?
No. Besides, like, I need to finish Xenoblade after this, and that's about it. That's been my life for the past like month. So.
All right, so that is it for the Two Players Podcast, episode 51. Thank you guys for listening once again, and we will see you guys 2 weeks from now with the next episode.
Later.